What's up, guys? Welcome to Resellers Life. My name is Chris. Thank you so much for joining me. In today's episode, I want to go over three keys to mastering eBay, and I want to simplify it. I think a lot of people have been overcomplicating it, and I don't want you guys to get lost in the weeds. I'm going to try to simplify it to keep you on track, and hopefully, this will give you guys some encouragement. If you guys like this type of content, please smash the like button and consider subscribing because I'm going to give you 1 to 3 tips in every video to help you get to the next level in your eBay business. So let's get straight into it. Number one, this is maybe the most important part of eBay, and people it falls through the cracks, which is you need to have a passion for how eBay works. Okay, this is really important. What's up, guys? Thank you so much for joining me on this live. I do lives randomly. I'm gonna do them more often since I'm in my store a lot more now. But one to the first tip is a passion for how eBay works. Okay, so trying to figure out what items sell well on the platform, how do promoted listings work, how do managed payments work, all these different things. For me, it's a labor of love. I like looking at how eBay works. I'm fascinated by e-commerce. I find it amazing that we can just put random things on a website and they will find you a customer. That's amazing to me. eBay spends tens of millions of dollars, I think, per month on advertising to get people to come to their website. I want to know how it works. I'm really fascinated by it. I find a lot of people have put maybe 1 or 2 months of effort into it, and they email me saying they're not getting any traction yet. And I'm thinking to myself, this is a complicated beast. There's a lot of stuff in eBay. There's a lot of reasons why stuff doesn't show up. There are these rolling blackouts people talk about. And for me, I like to know about all of it. I read everyone's articles to see what's working, what's not working. I study people who have stores that are sizes that I want to be, and I really look at it as a learning experience. It's a practice. I consider it something I do all the time, and I seriously have a passion for how it works. If you guys haven't noticed that from listening to my videos over the last couple of years, then I think you missed something. I really am passionate about how eBay works, the platform. So how it drives traffic to certain listings is incredible. Okay, so that's important to me. Number two, this is very important. And if I don't get to your question, email me at chris@dailyrefinement.com and I will get to it as soon as I can, I promise. I'm trying to get down my email responses to just 10 seconds each by making a list of common responses and then just knocking it out. And that's also how I come up with ideas for videos. I want to figure out um, the best way to answer someone's question in as short a time as possible. And if I don't have time to answer it, I'll just let you know up front. This is too complicated. Sorry. And if it's easy, I'll just give you an answer right away. But if I don't get to your question, just email me. So number two is deliberate and consistent practice. So I've been doing this for a while. I probably listed 25,000 items myself personally. When I first started this in 2017, I think I did 40,000 the first 3 months I started on eBay. I didn't even use a computer at that time. I didn't know how to list on a computer. I just listed from my iPhone. I would go to the store, find stuff. Somebody said puzzles would sell. I was like, okay, I'll figure it out. I really like Ravensburger and the 3D puzzles. Those sold super well for me. And I enjoyed doing it, but I consistently and deliberately practiced it. I learned it. I figured out what sells well for me, what I don't like to sell. Actually, when I first started, I didn't even know thrift stores existed. Some people grew up with garage sales and thrift stores. I was the moron that paid full price. I was in sales before this, so I was the person donating shoes I paid $400 for because the soles were screwed up. Somebody resold it. Tino, the sole advisor, found it and then resold the same pair of shoes for 150, and I essentially threw them away. I was that on the wrong side of the thrifting model. I didn't know, but I've been consistently and deliberately practicing. When I first started, I got lucky. Somebody told me early on, you need to learn about bulk buying. Eventually, you're going to get tired of going and looking for one item at a time, so you're going to want to buy bulk. So I went to a department store called Jeremy's. Jeremy's is now out of business in the Bay Area. When I was looking for department stores to look for items, they were going out of business. I went there. I bought I think 60 or 70 pairs of John Barbados boots, very expensive boots. And I got lucky. I was looking for all these lots consistently, and I found one, and it helped me. It made like a couple grand on that lot, and it helped me get my store going. I also sold everything that I owned. I sold all my old Pokemon stuff when I started. I sold anything I could find. I was just learning how to get into this process. I deliberately and consistently practiced, and I enjoyed it. I like looking for things to sell. I'm passionate about selling things. So I recommend that you guys think about that. Be deliberate, be consistent. Number one, have a passion for the platform. Number two, be deliberate and consistent about it. And over time, you'll get really good at it. I've been doing this for a few years now, full time for 3 years. I've been earning more than a grand a week. So I kind of have an idea of how you would make a living doing this. Um, and then at a certain point, once you've been doing that for a while, you kind of feel like burned out a little bit perhaps, because if you don't put the work in, eBay doesn't feed you. eBay sort of, in my opinion, eBay is a fair master. What you put into it is what you get out of it. Maybe a little bit less. You put into it, 10 units of effort, you get back 9 units of money. It's not exactly. And in the beginning, you might put in 10 units of effort and get back nothing because you don't know what you're doing. Your listings aren't optimized properly, your titles are horrible, your pictures are bad, or maybe even it's really good, but your account is so new that eBay doesn't trust you yet. So again, just be deliberate, and over time, you're going to figure out how this platform works. Okay, let's talk about number three. This is the most important part of eBay, in my opinion. And it's also the most important part of cooking, okay, which is the best ingredients. Okay, you need to put the best ingredients you can in your store, the best items. This is the killer. So I just was talking to a person that told me that they took all the best items off their store on eBay and they sent it in to ThreadUp. I thought to myself, why would you do that? If eBay is your future and you want to grow eBay, keep the best items in your store and get rid of the junk. That's what you should be doing in your eBay store. The key is putting the best ingredients into your store and, just like cooking, doing your best not to screw it up. Okay? Try to preserve the ingredient the best way you can so somebody else can purchase the amazing, glorious thing that you found, the treasure in the world. So, very important, guys. Passion for how the platform works. You got to be obsessed with it. Okay? So I feel some people that are like, whatever, I just do the bare minimum. Hopefully it sells. That's not how this works. Get really good at it. Figure out what words convert, which pricing strategy works for you. There is no one size fits all eBay. And this channel is called Daily Refinement because I want you to improve yourself daily. It's not Chris's opinion is more important than yours. I don't know where that came from. I actually don't think my opinion is important. It's just my own opinion of what I think I'm doing. It has nothing to do with you. You need to come up with your own opinion. Okay, this is important. Don't be brainwashed by the media. I am the media. Okay, I'm just going to give you an idea. Think about what you want to make your own decision. I'm going to give you a really fantastic piece of advice here. You guys ready? First, smash the like button. And then this is critical. If you're listening to this after the fact, please pause the video, go get a notebook and write this down. Okay. When you hear something online, okay, do not quote that person. Don't say, Chris said you need to list every day, but this person said you never need to list. Don't do that. Listen to me, think about it, write down what I said or whatever somebody else said, then change it into your own words. Form your own opinion. That may sound crazy to a lot of people, but you determine your own opinion. Here's an example. I heard this concept from Scott Volker, which is the 10 by 10 by 10 rule, okay? Which is 10 items that sell 10 times a day for $10 profit. There's your $1,000 lifetime goal for your life, right? And I thought to myself, okay, that's great, but I actually can be a little bit more specific for you guys, right? I can think to myself, okay, some people get overwhelmed by that and they don't even start. So just pick one thing that you can get to $100 profit a day in, right? Instead of 10 by 10 by 10, 1 by 10 by 10. And if I'm going to turn it into my own words, I'm going to say, try to get so good at one category that you understand how you can earn $100 per day. And if you put all of your effort into that, you will figure it out. The problem is, it takes people a really long time because their effort is dispersed in so many different places. You start narrowing it down into this really super narrow, laser focused goal of $100 profit per day for one item. That's my own idea. You take the idea that I just said and come up with your own concept. You can say, Chris is a moron. There's no way you can do that. Maybe just start with $10 profit per one item. Master how to do that first. Whatever it is, you need to start forming your own opinions. When I hear things on the internet, I don't base my life around it. I don't know how that came to be or why people do that. When the government says something, now do we believe them? No. It's really confusing. Do we believe politicians? We don't. Do we believe CEOs? We don't. Do we believe our family members? Definitely not. Okay, so everything doesn't, you need to form your own opinions when it comes to e commerce. This is a bonus tip. It's not even the main three. Form your own opinions. Think about what somebody says and apply it to how you're doing things. Think about how you want to do it. What does it look like when it's done? This is the best question I can ask you guys. What is the best case scenario? What's up, John? So this is important too. If you guys decide to do some consulting with me, so I have a resource field guide in the description below for 35 bucks with code YouTube. That's how I resell. Okay. So that's my opinion on how I do things, right? It's not the best way to do it, it's just how I do it. If you decide to do consulting, I'm actually going to investigate into your life. I'm going to ask you, why do you want these things? Why do you want the Lamborghini? Why do you want to go on an extravagant vacation? Would you still go on this vacation if you couldn't bring your camera and share it on Instagram? Would you? I've been on 73. This is like my most proud thing that I've ever done. I've been on 73 vacations with my wife that I haven't shared because I don't care about sharing it. The point of the vacation is for us to have the best possible time together. It has nothing to do with me sharing it on Instagram. That if if you're buying a car because you love cars, that's dope. If you're buying a car so you can flex it on Instagram, that's very odd. Okay? Just something to think about. Like, why are you doing the things that you do? If you decide to book a coaching call with me, I have that in the link in the description below too. Um, I'm gonna ask you why, like several times. I want to list 100 items a week. Okay, why? And you'll say, because I want to make more money. And I'll say, what does it look like when it's done? I want to make more, but you don't know why, then you're going to end up with nothing. You need to figure out why it is that you want that. If you want to earn $100 million a year and you want to drive a different supercar every single day, that's fine. We'll just write down the price that you need to pay to do that. It's pretty straightforward. You need to have a company that has 200 to 500 employees. You need to have a scalable product model. If you want to have that kind of output, it's very straightforward. We can actually do the math and figure it. There's a price to pay to come up with that kind of a business model. If you want to just get by, usually your life will be horrible. This is why. This is my opinion. So this actually is an opinion I'm pretty strongly for because it happened to me. When I thought I just want to make enough money to get by, I did not make anywhere near as much money as I needed. Okay? When I thought I want to make an impact on my customers that's really big, like as an example, right now I have around 6,500 items listed in my stores. That's the value that I'm presenting to the world. But I only need three or 400 items to sell to meet my minimum. What I need to live, I only need to sell, not that much. 3 or 4 grand before tax is going to pay my bills personally because I live cheaply. So I don't have that big of an overhead. My impact is huge. I'm looking at, potentially having a store with tens of thousands of items in it. That's my objective. So it just takes care of the lower part. But you need to understand what you need it for. Okay, why are you doing these things? Would you still do what you're doing if you couldn't tell anybody about it? Okay, I want to ask you guys that. Would you still resell if you couldn't share it on Instagram? Would you still resell if you couldn't tell people what you were doing? Okay, that's important. So just think about that. That's something that I really want people to just take a look into yourself and try to think about, why are you doing this? Why are you on YouTube right now? For me, now this I will say this. I I decided I wasn't going to do Instagram or Facebook the second half of 2020 because I'm too busy. I have too much stuff going on. And I'm sorry, let me back up. I'm not too busy. I don't have any time left after the things that I want to do. Okay, so I have specific income goals and things that I want to do. And currently, right now, it's not in my list of priorities to do social media more than 1 hour per month. And it's not because I don't like sharing. In fact, I love sharing ideas. I'm just thinking about just I'm very intentional about my time, and I have a lot of extra free time now. So this is something when I ask people, "How's it going?" If they answer busy, I think to myself, I mean, this is a little bit rude, but I might think, "What a loser. Why are you so busy running around doing all these things? You should be intentional about what you want to do." Right? People who are intentional about what they want to do usually don't look scatterbrained. They just look like I'm doing what I want to do. That's the best answer. I'm doing exactly what I want to do. That's powerful. I'm busy sounds like you're out of control. And it reminds it's like you're pushing your cart and things are just falling out of the sides of it because it's too full. That's how I feel like when people say that they're busy, I get this visual of like things falling off their cart. And for me, it's just like I only have 3 or 4 things in my cart. There's plenty of room in my cart for 3 or 4 things. It doesn't it's not overflowing. I can, and I look at it as like this weight. So when I figured out that you don't need to spend a ton of money, it felt like this giant weight vest was lifted from my body. I felt like I grew angel wings when I figured out that all this BS that people want to buy weighs you down. I switched from an Apple Watch to this G-Shock because it's solar powered. Because I didn't want to plug my watch in at the end of the day because I don't want to waste time doing that. I want to just put my watch on. It tells me what time it is. It also tells me what direction I'm pointing. That is kind of pointless to have a compass, but if it's part of my bug out kit. So in case the apocalypse arrives, I'm working on the backpack that I can put on and run outside, and I'm working on figuring out what an altimeter does and what a barometer does and the compass. Once I learn how to use the ABCs of my watch, maybe I can survive out there for a week longer. But that's my point. Like, think about what it is when you start getting rid of all these weird things that you think about. Like, this is the stupidest existence. I'm on a rant today. This is the okay the thing that I think is the worst use of money is like a mid-tier brand new car. You spend like 30 grand on a Nissan Maxima. I feel like that is the worst possible use of your money because now you might have a $600 or $700 car payment on a car that's not even that cool. $100 for insurance. Now you're into this mediocre car, $1,000 a month, and you're wearing this like really heavy vest of $1,000 to pay for my car, where my car costs $150 a month. It's like a piece of cake to pay for my car. Super easy, right? So I'm thinking, wow, it's so weird having all these chains of consumerism off of me. And if I really want a Nissan Maxima, it costs $40 a day to rent one, a brand new one. Okay. Yours is going to be a year old in 1 year, but it's just like an average car. There's so many people buying average cars and have a four, five, $600 car payment. It's crazy. I'm from the car business. I remember, okay, presenting car deals. I'm like, okay, looking at you paid too much for your last car and you really want to flex with your friends. So lady just got an amazing job at a VC firm. She's like, I want a Lexus. I said, okay. Then she comes in with her $600 $700 payment for her mediocre car that somebody convinced her to buy, and she's like, I want to upgrade to the Lexus hybrid SUV, which is not that much greener. It's actually faster. So the 450h SUV costs $8 or $9,000 more. It's not more eco-friendly, but it has a hybrid badge on it. So it what is that called? Signals. It signals that you're economically friendly. Okay, so I was like, are you sure you want to do this? Because like I work on commission, but like this makes your payment $1,700. Are you sure you want this? Because it doesn't make sense actually. Just from a human to human perspective, I don't know why you would do this. Like your payment is already really high. You're going from $600 a month to $1,700 a month because you're rolling in all this negative equity. Are you sure you want to do this? And she was like, for sure. Okay. So I'm like, okay, let's do it. And she's like, let's do a picture. So I spent 30 minutes taking a picture for her straight onto the gram. And I guarantee you, it's been a few years now. Either she traded it in for something else, but it's just like, why? Why? And I love it because if you are a car aficionado, I have a friend that just purchased a brand new BMW M3. He loves cars. He just drives it a couple of miles to work and a couple of miles back, loves it. Paid cash. I have no issue with that. He loves it, and it's not too flex. It's because he really loves performance. For me, it's almost like buying the most expensive of something is almost always worth it if you enjoy it. Right? So like me, I love having stuff that brings me a ton of joy, but it doesn't matter if other people see it, and it's just true intrinsic thing. And I want to talk about this last part, which is tying back to the beginning of the video. Appreciate you guys listening. If you've been listening to me rant for a few minutes, appreciate it. But the three things I'm talking about are a passion for how the platform works, deliberate and consistent practice, and putting the best ingredients into your store. Okay, these three things are hard. Okay, they're hard. Passionately figuring out how the platform works, consistently listing, and then finding the best ingredients for your store. That's very hard. And I'm doing that pretty much all day. I feel like a superhero. I'm just doing all this hard stuff. I'm just eating salad all day. Salad, exercise, water, just the best stuff into my body. I feel amazing. Okay. But if I decided, you know what, I'm going to I'm gonna run to the clearance section and try to get a quick flip and earn some money. That is a donut. Okay. Maybe I get some quick mouth pleasure, as Joe Rogan would say, right? But it's not taking me anywhere in my business. It's just that quick money, you know? So I want you guys to think long term. Think 10 or 20 years from now. Where are you gonna be? And okay, this is something that I think this is the most powerful thing you can do. Okay, tell me if you agree with this. Smash the like button if you agree with this. I think the most powerful thing you can do is be someone that makes the people around you better. Okay, that's amazing. Okay, could everyone please just write that down and be that person? Be someone, okay, that when other people come around you, they become better. I remember this when I was in when I got my first girlfriend a long time ago. I lived in Utah, and my ex at the time was like, "You have this like weird thing around you because you go into some area and everyone will like try to like do better." And I was like, "That is good. I'm gonna keep that trend. That's like the best compliment ever. I want that. I want people to get around me and they're uplifted. They feel like they can do more. That's important to me." Okay, so I like that. I think everyone should think that way. Think abundance, give more than you actually give. I'm really a big fan of being considerate. So think about it when somebody asks you a message, sends you something. Think about the most beneficial that you can be for this person, right? Don't just think about the bare minimum. Think about what the most you can do for the customer. So some people will say, well, I just try to give the minimum description that people will respond or buy it. Why not do the opposite? Why not give people all the information plus more so that they can really? So, guys, sorry about this. Sorry, this video is getting a little bit too long. I'm going to get back to work now, but appreciate you, everybody. Have a great weekend. Until next time, make progress daily. Focus on improving the process. Don't get discouraged. This is a long-term thing. Take care, guys.